Welcome back to another chapter of Corpo Greed, and in today's episode we're going to be continuing the series of which company can screw their customers over the absolute worst. I swear this needs to be turned into like an actual Olympic sport or something. The way that these companies are just battling head to head to see who can make the dumbest and worst decisions ever needs to be documented and put into some sort of sport or something, because at this point I can't really tell who's winning. But today's contestant in this competition is going to be the streaming service Crunchyroll. Now this all starts at the announcement Funimation made saying that they're going to be completely shutting down April of this year, and it just completely spirals downhill from there. Now you should already know that the situation is pretty rough if even Goku isn't smiling, but you might still be thinking, hey, didn't Funimation and Crunchyroll merge a while back? Even if they shut down, all of my stuff should just transfer to Crunchyroll, shouldn't it? And you would be partially right. They did merge a while back, but Crunchyroll released a statement pretty much saying anything Funimation related that you own will not be transferring, including the stuff that you paid for. And the post right here gives a pretty good example of the type of things that people would be losing. But it says, as part of their service offerings, Funimation allowed users to purchase additional content from DVDs and Blu-rays as digital files. This means fans who purchased, for example, the Blu-ray version of Attack on Titan, the final season, will no longer have access to view the digital files they paid for. The ability to access Blu-ray quality or special enhanced features from physical copies of movies and shows was a big plus for those who sub to the streaming platform. Now, if you're someone with even a percentage of a brain, you can already see how outrageous these posts already are. It's just another blatant example of companies proving the point that you don't necessarily even own anything that you buy, nor do they want you to. Like, I'm sure I don't even need to explain this to most people, but if you're buying something, you should completely own it and have full access to it. Like, any company shouldn't be able to take it back no matter what, even if you're not technically buying the item, even if you're like, technically, what do they call it, buying access to it, they shouldn't even be able to take the access back, because when it comes down to it, you bought the access to it. You should have access to that permanently since you paid for it. It's not like you said, hey, can I buy limited access to this item? Can I like buy it to watch it a couple times and then I don't own it anymore? No, you spent money to unlock full access to what you paid for. It's genuinely so stupid. It's not even an equal trade-off at all anymore, because the person spending money on it isn't even necessarily getting anything. They're just getting limited access that the company can decide when to take it away. It's also obviously not even like the consumer can just say, hey, if you guys are gonna give me limited access to that and, decide that you can take it back whenever you want, look, I'll just give you limited access to my money then, and I'll also be able to take that back whenever I want. Now, if that was the case, it'd be a bit more fair, albeit super dumb, if both parties could pretty much just say, hey, I'm gonna take back what I gave you in this trade whenever I get ready to do it. I also don't really see the benefit of them not giving the consumer what they paid for. I truly don't. Like, maybe I'm just not a max level corpo greedist or something, so I wouldn't understand. But if someone somehow does see some sort of benefit from this, please let me know in the comments. Because the way I'm seeing it, it only comes at a detriment to the consumer. It doesn't even benefit the business. Like, the only potential benefit for the business I could see just would end up not working out at all. The only benefit I could see is maybe they're thinking like, oh, we'll make them pay for this and then we'll take it away later on in the future and then try to have them buy it back. Like, that's not gonna work at all, because the people that you'd be taking it away from, it leaves such a bad and sour taste in their mouth that not only would they not want to buy back what they already paid for once, but they also most likely just wouldn't want to buy anything from you ever again if they know that you're just gonna have a high chance of taking it from them. But at the end of the day, it might seem like that's their exact goal, especially in this situation. So Crunchyroll released a post making this whole situation go from bad to completely horrible. Like, honestly, with this post alone, I think that they're trying to speedrun get into the top of the rank of corpo greedism. But I'm gonna go ahead and do you guys the favor of at least reading off and explaining this post so I can save your eyes the trouble. But it says, thank you for being a loyal Funimation customer, and we're thanking you by shutting it down. down. The Funimation service is ending on April 2nd, 2024. You can still access the content you love on Crunchyroll for a cost, which houses one of the largest anime libraries, as well as games in the Crunchyroll store. Didn't even know they had games. You don't have to leave your Funimation watch history and Funimation queue behind. You can migrate them to Crunchyroll. So you mean to tell me that y'all can migrate over the queue and the watch history, but y'all can't migrate over the content that people paid for? Y'all literally merged your services, so y'all basically share content, and we clearly know that y'all have the tech to be able to merge stuff over, because you're merging other things that honestly no one cares about. They want their paid content back. I don't even know why you put that message in there. We're gonna merge your watch history and your fucking queue. No one wants that. I'm gonna go ahead and continue now though. It says, please log into your Crunchyroll using your Funimation credentials. If you already have a Crunchyroll account, your accounts will be merged and you will be prompted to migrate your user information at login. As part of our transition to Crunchyroll, the price of your new Crunchyroll plan will increase from $54 a year to $99 a year beginning January 28th, 2025. This is absolutely outrageous. This is insane. You can't even script how bad and out of touch these companies are. So not only are they taking content from you that they could have easily transferred over and had you keep it because you paid for it, but they're literally charging you double the amount of money a year to get it back. It seems like part of their excuse for this is, oh yeah, this is going to be an increase in cost because of our transition to Crunchyroll. What do you even mean by that? What are you talking about? Weren't you guys already Crunchyroll as well? Like, sure, you were slightly separate, but you merged together a while ago. Because of our transition to Crunchyroll, we're making you pay double the amount of money a year. Transition? You didn't do anything. You shut down after merging with them. Why do you want people to pay double? And speaking of double, $100 a year for an anime streaming service is crazy. Especially for someone who, typically watches most of their stuff for free. I could at least get behind the $50 because at least that's somewhere in the acceptable realm. It's around the realm of, things that people are more used to, like Xbox Gold, for example, $60 a year. People are used to paying up to around $60 a year for something that'll be pretty beneficial to them throughout the year. But this truly isn't one of those subscriptions. $100 is crazy. Like, I know they're mainly an anime streaming service, but that doesn't mean you have to try and turn real life into One Piece and make everyone pirates. And none of this is to even mention how bad streaming services are in general. They're just overall bad. Like, I'm already not that big a fan of paying monthly for something, especially a streaming service. The only, I guess, streaming service that I pay for is Spotify, and that's just honestly so I don't get ads and I could just play whatever music I want whenever I want to, and it's only like $10. But all these other streaming services to watch stuff on, they're typically like $14 a month and offer you subpar experiences for what you're paying for. Not only do half of them still have ads even when you're paying for it, which is completely outrageous to me. That's like reverting back to what cable was. You're paying for the service and you're still getting advertisements and commercials. But they also typically don't even have all the shows you're looking for, and if they do have the show you're looking for, they usually don't even have all the parts to it, which is just horrible. Like, if you want to watch the full series of your favorite show, you're gonna need to hop between Crunchyroll, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Max, HBO Plus, fucking Cable Prime, your Nintendo Switch's docking stand, the fucking TV down at your local bar. Like, these streaming services are just completely horrible. They're such a convoluted, spiraling mess just to watch one show that should have all of its parts on one service that you paid for. If you're gonna include the show on there, why not include all of it? Like, what did you do? Oh, we only bought the licensing for season 1 and that's all you're gonna watch. Like, what? I'm paying you guys money for this and you mean to tell me you can't even get season 2 of the show that I paid for this for? It's just honestly stupid. But going back to the topic of how bad Crunchyroll is, I feel like there's only a few different type of people that buy streaming services like Crunchyroll to start with. And it's either probably just like the anime YouTubers that half of them are sponsored by them, so of course they use it, or people who are just like completely new to anime and they don't necessarily know about all the sites you can go to watch it for free, so they'll just try to get what's been being advertised to them 24/7 to watch all their anime in one place. But as soon as they figure out how to actually watch it for free, high chance they're just gonna cancel their subscription. And this moves into my next point of, they're honestly just gonna increase the rate of how often people pirate things. Like I said before, $100 is outrageous and you almost leave them with no choice. I'm also not gonna sit here and just tell you, hey, go start pirating and stuff, because I'm honestly not even that big a fan of piracy, but I'm also not the biggest fan of corpos blatantly screwing over their customers. So like I said, I feel like they're just gonna see a huge spike in people just leaving their service and people just starting to pirate these shows and find sites where they can just watch it for free. And you can't really blame them, because not only are these companies really basically forcing them, but a lot of these sites also just make it much easier for the consumer anyway. Like if you wanted to start your favorite show, if you want to start like Pokemon, Attack on Titan, something like that, you wouldn't need to hop between like a million different paid streaming services. You just look it up and it gives you all the seasons in order. They're all there in high definition quality and you're set. It's no fucking hassle on you. You don't have to go like looking up a wiki page on what's the order of fucking streaming services that I should go through to watch this. But yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. I could sit here and rag on these companies literally all day, but when it comes down to it, it's honestly nothing new. It's just corpos being corpos. Also, if you made it this far in the video, I'm not gonna sit here and force you to subscribe or anything, but we're coming up on 500 soon, so you may as well subscribe, or there will be consequences. But nah, that's pretty much it on this video, talking about just more corpos being garbage corpos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.